Hi everybody, welcome to the Virtual Village Hall Eat Well Week. I am Koen from the 500 Calorie Kitchen and I'm going to show you a really lovely dish, a vegetarian dish. It will be lentil ricotta and spinach lasagna. It's very easy to do. I'm going to make it for 2 people, but you can make it for a lot more if you want to. I'm using a lot of vegetables in this because basically I'm a personal trainer and also show people how to cook really delicious, nutritious and filling meals, and I'm sort of helping them to get fit, to get strong, but also to show them how to cook fantastic meals as well. So I'm going to start straight away. So the base of the lasagna is lots of vegetables. Like I said, I will explain to you why I use so much vegetables as well and why it's really good for you. So, in here, I've got some onion, some peppers, some carrot, some mushroom, and also some courgette. So already there's loads and loads of veg in there, and I'm going to cut it really small. But I'm going to use my food processor for that. And I'll give you a couple of reasons why as well, because the lentils are quite small as well, I wanted to sort of the sauce to blend in really well with the with the vegetables, to blend in with the lentils. And also this is an old trick I used to do when my children were young. I tried to get them to eat as much vegetables as possible, but often, more than not, they wouldn't eat any veg. And what I did was when I cut it really small, they wouldn't know there was so many vegetables in there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut it up a little bit to put in the food processor. So I'll start with the onions. I hope you can see it like this. Sorry, my dog's barking now. So we've got some onions and some peppers as well, which I'm going to cut smaller. So again, obviously, the old-fashioned way of cooking lasagna with meat was just a bit of onion and then lots of meat. But obviously, I'm trying to cut down on meat. I am actually a meat eater, but I'm actually trying to cut down on meat. So we're going to and I'm sort of trying to get my children, my family also to get into more vegetarian meals. Okay, so I'm cutting up some mushroom as well. Like this, and I'm going to do a bit of carrot. So this is just for 2 people, and already I'm using quite a lot of veg in here, like so. So it's going to get a little bit noisy now because I'm going to put them in the food processor. Okay. And the way I like to do it, I like to use a mixture of vegetable in the food processor because for some reason it cuts a little bit better. Okay, so don't just put just onions in and then carrots. I just put a mixture in. It's a lot better. Like that. So, like this, you can see it now. It's nicely cut. You don't have to spend hours there cutting away yourself. Just quickly put in the food processor. This has been a godsend. I use this all the time. Okay, so now I'm going to straight away put this in a saucepan, and I'm going to use a little bit of olive oil. You don't need a lot. And then I'm going to add my veg already cold. Okay, so you don't have to start frying it. You just put it in like that. Okay. And I'm going to cut up the rest now as well. Okay, so the next lot, again, some more veg, some more onion. Like so. Put it in there. Okay, now the reason why I use so much veg is because it's very, very good for you. It's got lots of nutrients, it's got lots of dietary fiber as well, and it's low in calories as well, which is even another, and it's really good for the planet as well because, the carbon footprint of growing vegetables is very small. And another thing as well is that, when your parents or your grandparents used to say you need to eat all your veggies because they're really good for you, and they were exactly right. Lots of people are struggling with healthy eating at the moment because there's so many different messages out there, from what sort of food you can eat, what you can't eat, and after a while it gets so confusing. So my messages to you is focus on the simple things, make it really straightforward and easy. Make sure you've got plenty of veg with every meal that you're having. Okay, so we're going to finish off with these courgettes, like so. Okay. You can buy them in different sizes, those food processors. You don't have to have a big one, but I prefer the big one because I can use lots of it in there. And I've also got a little bit of garlic, and I'm going to put that in there as well. So I've got here some courgette, carrot, mushroom, pepper, onion. Okay. Just mix it through a little bit more. This is the hardest part. And that's it. Okay, so we've cut up all our veg. Okay, so if you are watching at the moment and you're just sort of, you can always let me know where you're watching from, or if you have any questions, don't forget to put the questions in there and I will answer them as soon as I can. Okay, so look at this, all this veg. You can do the same if you do a meat one as well, just add so much more veg in there. So I'm going to show you. So look how much veg there is in. Okay, now I'm going to turn up the heat. Start cooking. Okay, so I'm going to put the lid on it straight away. So what that does is it starts to steam and to cook all around. The vegetables get cooked. Here I've got some bay leaf and some thyme. I'm already adding a bit of flavor in there. There you go. Okay. So the lentils I'm using for this are pie lentils. They are sort of quite dark if you see them. They're really good. They're quite nutty as well. And they're a good source of protein for you. Lots of dietary fiber in them as well. So they're really good. And again, so you just put them in there. I'm going to show you later on. Okay, so I've got here, you can see the lentils already there. They're already pre-cooked, and you can actually buy them pre-cooked as well. So you don't have to cook them yourself. Okay, because it's a bit of a laborious process to cook them yourself, and it involves like trying to sort of work out when they're just right, and you can just buy them in a bag ready cooked. Okay, so whilst this is cooking, I'm also going to make a little bit of ricotta with spinach. Now, normal lasagna, you've got the bechamel sauce that you put on top. You've got the layers of the sheets, and then you've got some layers of lasagna, some bechamel sauce as well. I'm sort of leaving that away because it's quite stodgy, it's quite rich, you know, so I'm trying to cut down a little bit, and I'm going to create this really creamy ricotta and spinach on the top. Okay, so we've got the vegetables cooking here. The smell's already fantastic, especially with that thyme and bay leaf. So I'll show you here. Look, amazing. Fantastic. So as I told you already, I'm a personal trainer, and actually about half an hour before here, I was still doing some personal training to set this all up for lunch for 2:30, and I thought, you know, I'll just quickly go out, do some more training, and then I'm going to show you how to cook absolutely fantastically delicious meals as well. So I'm always trying to get people into exercise, making sure they're just sort of getting fitter, really good, strong muscles, and obviously making sure that you get really flexible as well. Flexibility, especially when you're getting a bit older, is absolutely amazing for you. So we're going to add a little bit more flavor to the lasagna as well. I've got a little bit of, I'm going to put a tiny bit of salt in there, and I do it in the beginning because when you put salt in the beginning, it sort of spreads around the vegetables quite evenly, and that means you don't have to put too much salt in at the end. There's another good tip for you there. Okay, just a tiny bit. Just shake it around. Okay, and again, we're just going to mix it through. Okay. Now I'm going to add a little bit of extra flavor as well. I'm going to add a little bit of smoked paprika. I love smoked paprika. You know, I put it in lots and lots of dishes. So a good teaspoon of it, maybe a tiny bit more. And I give that really strong smokiness to it. Especially when you're cooking vegetarian meals or even vegan meals, you've got to try to get a lot of flavor into your veg, lots of flavor into your sort of dishes. And that's why it's really good to use a lot of spices. I would say if you need to buy 2 types of spices, I would say smoked paprika is the one, and cumin, and you can do so much cooking with that. Okay, so, and I'm going to add a little kick as well. So I'm going to add a little bit of chili powder, not too much, because, you know, especially if you have young kids, you don't add too much to it. But I do like a bit of spice in there. So about half a teaspoon, quarter of a teaspoon, depending on your palate, and just mix it through. There you go. You see, you don't need a lot of olive oil, you just need a little bit. And already you can see the vegetables coloring. And let's have a look. You see that sort of reddish going on. It smells amazing. You know, you get the garlic coming through as well. Fantastic. Okay. So, and I'm going to add a little bit of tomato puree first. Now, the reason why I add tomato puree is because you get that sort of lovely tomatoey sort of flavor coming through. Tomato puree is basically tomatoes that they've cooked down until all you've got left over is this puree. So that's it. So it's sort of concentrated tomatoes. Okay. We're going through. And then to finish off, so you see how quickly this goes. to finish it off, I'm going to add some tomato passata, which is basically sort of tomatoes who have been blitzed and sort of put through a sieve, and all you've got left is this as well. So that's it. I'm going to add a bit of water as well, a tiny bit. Very good. Okay. And then we're going to add a vegetable stock cube. Now you can buy these little pots as well, or just a cube is fine. Just put in. So again, some extra flavour coming through. And then we're going to turn it down and just let it simmer for a bit. And that's it. And then obviously we're going to add the lentils as well. So you got your lovely, lovely lentils. Good source of protein. Very good for you as well. And actually what you find is that when you start cooking with lentils and you're actually a bit of a meat eater, give it a try, because you will, there's not much difference between the flavour and the taste of it. I know it sounds bizarre, but that's the way it is. So we're going to add the lentils as well. It's a good source of potassium as well. Very good for your gut health. And low in calories. It's not that expensive. So there you have it. So everything is in here now. So all I'm doing, I'm going to let this sort of simmer for probably 5 to 10 minutes. I'm just going to add a tiny bit more water actually. And I'll show you as well so you can see it. Just mix it through. Oh, it smells fantastic. Very good. Okay, I don't know if you can see it very well. There you go. So you got the same sort of consistency of a normal meat lasagna, but it's got more colors in, more flavors. It's fantastic. So I'm just going to put it on this heat now. Turn it off. 1 second. Okay. So just let this simmer for a bit. Whilst this is simmering, I'm now going to make the little creamy ricotta with spinach. Okay, so for that, I just need a saucepan, a little bit of water. Now you can steam it. If you've got a steamer, it's fine, but you can do it like I'm going to show you as well. Okay, excuse me. I've got some lovely, lovely fresh washed spinach here. You get, spinach again, a sort of rich in iron, very good. Any green vegetables, fantastic. Again, so we're going to add even more vegetables to our lasagna. More fiber, more nutrients. Okay, so all we're doing really is having a little bit of water in there. I'm going to put the lid on as well. Now I'm going to add all the spinach in there. I'm going to cool it down. I'm going to chop it up, and I'm going to mix it with some ricotta. Okay. Right. 1 second. Okay. I've actually got one lasagna already ready, and I just wanted to check if it's going well. So that's all. Okay, so we've got, you see the water boiling? Just put all the spinach in there. It takes literally seconds to cook. Now you can buy spinach in bags, but if you can buy the fresh spinach, like the bunches, it's actually really nice. It's got more of a sturdy leaf. It's better for sort of holding it together, and it doesn't absorb so much water as well, which is often the problem when you have spinach in bags. It's quite soft, a young spinach, and sometimes it's good to have a little bit to a spinach that's been sort of growing for a bit. Okay. Right. And just need a spoon and just mix it through. And the spinach has wilted, like you say, wilted. So it's softened up. I'll show you, like here, if you can see it. There you go. And so it's softened down. Now, I'll turn this off. And then we'll just put it in here. So you see, literally, it just took seconds. Now I'm going to cool it down because I'm going to squeeze out the water with my hands. So, I'm just going to put some water in here. And then drop the spinach in there. There you go. And then move it around a little bit. There you go, that's it. And then we'll drain it again. Now, when I used to work in the kitchens, you used to have to use iced water, but because it's just a domestic thing, you just do it really quickly. Just put it in a little bit of water. Then you grab the spinach and squeeze out. So you haven't really got a lot left. That's all you've got left now. And that's it. Okay. So, we don't need that anymore. I'm just going to wash my hands. I'm going to turn my board around. So I'm going to chop the spinach up. And use my mixing bowl again. Okay, so I'm just going to cut the spinach up because it's good when it's sort of evenly like that. Cut up. So you get it a little bit smaller because when you put the ricotta through, you want to sort of nicely evenly spread. And now we're going to add it back into the bowl. There you go. I don't need the chopping board anymore. Okay, just give my place a little wipe. Right, and now we're going to add some ricotta. So ricotta's got that lovely creamy texture. Okay, so all I'm doing is just add it in. Like so, and then just mix it through. And it's absolutely, it's really lovely when you put it on top of your lasagna. It's got that, it's much softer, I think, and it's softer on your palate as well. It doesn't feel so stodgy, so harsh. So, and I'm going to put a little bit of salt in and some pepper, like that. Just mix it through. And like this. So, I'll show you. There you go. You've got the spinach mixed through with the ricotta, and your creamy sauce is ready. You know, no more whisking, you know, making a roux and then milk and then making sure that you've got, you know, no lumps in it. So much easier. So you don't have to worry about that. Okay. So, we're going to start assembling the lasagna. Okay, so I'm going to add my sauce here. Okay. So I take a little dish. That's enough for 2 people, and I've got my lasagna sheets here. Again, you can do your own little version of it. You don't have to follow what I do, but I'm sort of showing you how I do it. Okay, so I'm starting with a layer of the sauce. So I'm spreading it around like so. Okay, so you got the first layer like this. And then I'm going to add my sheets on top. Now if it's too big, just break them up a bit. I do about 4 layers. Okay. And then you put the next layer on top. Also, you can take the bay leaf out. There you go. Like so. And then again, another layer. Very straightforward. You don't have to use fresh pasta. You can just use the stuff, and, you know, the dried one is fine. Okay, and then again, another layer. Like so, and that's the last one now. And that's it. So you don't over pasta everything as well. You don't have to have 10 layers. I mean, like 3 layers of pasta is enough. In fact, with everything together, there is 4 in a way, isn't it? Because I'm putting some more sauce on top. Okay, there you go. Look, you've already got your, it's already coming together. The lasagna is taking shape. Okay, so now, just clean the edges off a bit. Now I'm going to add some cheese. So I've got, the first thing I'm going to do is my ricotta. Now again, you don't have to be really lovely and clean. You can just sort of make sure you sort of, I always start from the middle and go into the edges. It doesn't have to be perfect. It's not like a bechamel sauce where you have to sort of pour it over. You just do your own thing. As long as it's spread nice and evenly, it's fine. Like so. Yes, because you want, when you serve it, you want each serving to have at least a good amount of ricotta and spinach on there. Like so. Make sure we've got every last bit. And that's it. Okay, and then we're going to finish off with some extra cheese on top, because you want that crispy, nice layer of cheese when you cut through the lasagna. You want that sort of, you know, that soft, crispy cheese on top. That's always really nice when you make something like a pizza or lasagna. You don't want it just to be like, you know, nothing on there. Okay, so I'm using some fresh mozzarella, and I'm just dotting it around. Mozzarella again gives that sort of crispiness. And just again sort of scatter it around on top, like so. And that's it. I haven't checked with some people watching. Hi everybody, welcome. Okay, right. Now we're going to finish off with some cheddar cheese, some extra cheese again to get more crispiness on top. But you don't have to go mad, you don't have to overdo it. I like to just do it a little bit because you've already got that mozzarella. If you don't like any of these cheeses, you can do your own version of it. You know, you don't have to stick to what I'm saying. Okay, and that's it. So let's have a look. This is your lasagna. I hope you can see it. Like so. Okay, now you put it in the oven for about half an hour, 180 degrees if you've got a fan oven, and it come out really lovely. It's absolutely fantastic. Also, the reason why I'm sort of banging on about vegetables is also because I did find out that, you know, the government recommends us to have at least 5 portions. You know, they're the guidelines, so to have 5 portions of fruit and veg a day. But at the moment, it's declining. About in 2017, they did some survey, and about 58% of people did get to about 5 portions. At the moment, it's about 55, so it's slightly going down. So it's really important to keep eating your greens, keep eating your veg. Okay, so we'll put that in the oven. Pretend we put it in the oven. And then we're going to get it out. Now, I made this one earlier. I hope it works out. Okay, we'll see. All right. So I made it in a dish. There you go. I will show you. So you got that lovely layer of cooked, the cheese that's melted on top. You can see the layers of lasagna in there because it's a C3 dish. And it smells fantastic. It tastes amazing, as I say so myself. Okay, and I'm going to serve it up now, and we're going to have a little side salad on the side as well. 1 second. Okay. Yes, vegan alternatives. I will sort of put some things on the underneath here for vegan alternatives. I sort of can't sort of think of that out of my head at the moment, but I will let you know. Okay, so we're going to cut just a good portion here, like so. And it smells just like a normal lasagna would smell. It's just the same, you know. Okay, so, and I will get the plate. I hope it doesn't all fall apart now. That's a big portion. Oh, fantastic. Right, I'm going to move it slightly. I'll move this one. Tidy it up a bit. This is the hardest part. Okay, so look at this. A big portion of lasagna. Fantastic. And the smells are amazing. And then I'm going to add a little bit of salad on there as well. So I've got some fresh, washed and dried salad here. And I'm just going to make a little pile. And then you can put a bit of dressing on there as well if you want to. Extra vegetables again. More veg. More goodness. Okay. And that's it. So here you have it. So I'll show you a bit closer. You've got the lovely lasagna amazingly tasty. You've got the salad that goes with it. Fantastic. You know, I'm ready to tuck in. This is going to be my lunch, by the way, because I haven't had any lunch yet. Thank you for watching. I would be grateful if you'd follow, you know, the 500 Calorie Kitchen page. Just go and have a look on there. There's lots of other videos of me doing some other cooking as well. So check it out. I hope you enjoyed the rest of the Eat Well week. There's going to be some fantastic cooking going on. And I hope to see you soon. Thank you very much. Bye.